Paris! I missed you. I'm sorry I was gone for so long. Visual tracking's already fucking up. It's being really sensitive today since I started switch back to this. I don't know. I'm sorry. I know you probably were like probably didn't know what to do with yourself without me around. I'm just kidding. I'm sure you got to some stuff. Wait, hold on. Is this not blocking out the fucking background noise? What's going on here? Hey, broadcast, what are you doing? Do your job. Your phone. Oh. Oh, I turned it off on the wrong thing. Oh. Because I can hear the background noise because I'm using my... uh, okay, let me pull myself up. Ah. I can hear the background noise because I'm using... I I can't find the dongle for my headset. So I'm using my Sony plug-in headphones, and it makes me listen to my microphone. Maybe there's a way I can shut that off. Because I really don't want to hear this song. Is there like a... Yeah, why the fuck is my... What? Why is my webcam... Why is my webcam even on? I'm not even using it. Oh god. This device is turned off. Go back through this device. No. Hold on. Oh, I can't hear myself. Well, I don't know. Uh, Hi, Turtle. Uh, Stable on back. Power. Well, that doesn't do shit. Stay back through this device. But do this. But if I do this, you guys can hear me. Why does it? Why does it have to feedback through that? I don't want to hear myself. I don't want to hear myself. Whatever. I'll deal with it for tonight. Oh my god. Facial tracking has not gotten better. Tab, thank you for redeeming a Dunktastic. I don't even think. Unfortunately, my buttons don't work. So okay, half my Stream Deck stuff doesn't work. None of my commands work because even though I backed up my entire Stream Deck, when I went to go reinstall it or reinstall my backup, it's like, what message? I'm like, it literally is a text file. How do you screw that up? Anyways, um, I couldn't decide on a game to play tonight, and because I got started off late, I think what I'm going to do instead is we're going to watch the Sonic Central thing because I haven't seen it yet, and maybe one of the other Summer Games Fest things that I'm way behind on. I know that I'm like super behind on stuff for Summer Games Fest, like super behind. So I figure just a chill night to watch stuff. Maybe we'll do a game tomorrow night. Then the computer rule through fear. Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, that's kind of the plan. Uh, let's see. But let me tell you guys what happened. So I was gone for like 2 weeks. I think I've been gone. I essentially gave myself a streaming vacation, or I was forced to. So my PC was having some major problems. I narrowed it down to my NVMe drive. For those of you who don't know, an NVMe drive is a basically a solid state drive on like a card. It's like a little It's like a little card. It looks like a RAM stick, but if you put like the RAM modules, like the connector modules, on the side instead of underneath it. Wow, my facial tracking is fucking terrible tonight. I need to reconfigure everything. I just kind of I got this working last night. I was actually okay. So I was actually gonna switch to VNyan, but I realized I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And Nyoko tried to help me, and Nyoko tried to help me by saying, "Just do the thing," and I'm like, "How?" He's like, just do it. I'm like, how? And it was like late at night, and he wasn't gonna. We weren't gonna stay up to whatever. I was trying to. I literally got this up and running last night before I had to go to bed. Before I went to work today. So the only reason I'm here is because I finally got everything running. I actually took the glass off. I've let the glass off of my PC for two reasons. One, so it gets better airflow right now with it being summer. We do have the AC. Well, the AC is not on right now, but we have been running the AC, so it's been fine. My components haven't been running too hot, but it gives it more airflow if it's open. And number two, I have I was going to install my RAM sticks. So when I was already fixing the computer, I installed my RAM. I got some Vengeance RAM for Christmas from Kurama. And my computer wouldn't post when I put them in. So I need to check the RAM channels, but I'm pretty sure this RAM is compatible because I checked I before I put it on my throne because I think that's where Kurama got it. Anyways, but like I noticed that the socket is slightly different. Um, so I don't know. It might be too new for my motherboard, but I have a Z390 motherboard. It's not like top of the line, but like I have a decent graphics card in it. Like I have a 2060 Super. I've got like an i7. Use a pool for the computer. Well, how the tables turn. It's funny because my CPU is liquid cooled. Um, but that's the only part of the computer that's liquid cooled. And I haven't changed the liquid in it. But fun fact, you don't need to change the liquid in a liquid cooled CPU. In a liquid cooled CPU cooling unit for like 10 years. It's not like when you liquid cool the whole computer, where you have to change that like every year. Um, which is fine because I don't like mixing water and computer components together. It's still kind of weird to me. I mean, it's closed loop, so it's not like water's gonna spill on components, but like whenever water's involved with a computer, I always get like ah, I always get a little freaked out. I've gotten better over the years because literally one of the ways to fix old like old computers that have leaky capacitors that what we call in the industry cap juice has gotten on the cap juice, not cat juice, which is a different thing. That has gone on the all over the board is you put one of the most common things is you put it in the dishwasher or you put it in soapy water and clean it. Now, usually water plus electronics is bad, but the point is that you clean it off and you let it dry before you turn it on. And that's I think the main thing that people forget. So I've kind of warmed up to water being with electronics. Anyways, long story short, Monday, the not last week, but the week before, I was gonna stream, and my computer started blue screening, and I was like, okay, well, whatever. I guess I just won't stream tonight. I'm gonna figure out what's going on. And so Tuesday night rolls around, and I'm just updating Layers of Fear, which we will be. I will be streaming that. I said I would. I will be. Um, and it crashed again with the same error code. So I was like, hmm. And it was a generic error message on the blue screen, so it wasn't like specific to what part it was. It was just like there's a hardware problem, and I'm just like, oh no, oh no, please don't be a hardware problem. Anyways, and so whatever. I didn't stream the Tuesday night, and I did Toka Tuesday that week, and it was fine. My computer seemed to have been running fine when I would watch stuff or whatever. Like it's only when I would like try to load a game or whatever, and I knew streaming wasn't going to happen. I knew it was going to crash during streams. It's been having weird issues when I stream. It'll just randomly drop my encoder in the middle of stream for no reason. So I knew something was up. So, anyways, Wednesday of not last week, but the week before, um, rolls around, and so I go ahead, I load up my machine, and I thought, oh, I'll do some editing because I was a little behind on editing for power plays and zero plays, but mostly power plays. And so I started editing some audio, and it happened again. And so what it seems to be is that what I narrowed it down to was anytime I was writing to my data to my NVMe drive, the computer was crashing. And so I was like, anyways, so the next night I did a bunch of work on review your old computer. When I'm done this, I'll do your redeem tab. My old computer, like this is the same computer. I just fixed this one. Do you mean the state it was in, or the computer that my roommate has now, which is my old computer? I'll give you a chance to respond to that. So Thursday night, I did a bunch of like Windows repair stuff, and I was like, okay, maybe things are better. I tried to go edit audio again, crash. Same thing, blue screen. So I was like, at this point, I'm like, okay, something is seriously wrong with the computer. I'm gonna research this a bit. And as I was researching, I was also watching videos on my computer, and then it blue screened again. So I was like, I can't even watch stuff now because now it's blue screening when I just watch videos. So I was like, okay, something is majorly wrong here. So I ran, there's a program that you can run that has anime girls in it called Crystal Disk Info. Yeah, yes, it's a program that they give you anime girls to look at while it checks the info on your drive. And it said my NVMe was 84% good, which is both good and bad. It's good because I've only had it for 3 years, and if it's 84%, that's not bad. But some people said it was bad online. So, anyways, what I realized what it probably was is I had been writing because I install games on this SSD as well, and now I've actually installed a secondary SSD. That's where all my games are going to go. But like I'm editing, I'm running Windows, I'm doing all this stuff on this SSD. And even though I'm referencing a lot of stuff on hard drives, I'm still stressing my SSD out. And so what I thought what happened is the file structure was completely broken. And so the only way to fix that is to wipe it and reinstall Windows. So I've had this USB stick that has had all versions of Windows 10 for a long time. It was made with Rufus years ago. For those of you who don't know what that is, Rufus is a program that lets you create Windows install media an alternative way than doing it from the download from Windows Store. Now it's stupid easy if you want to make an install USB for Windows. All you have to do is download the Windows 10 installer from Microsoft's website or the media creation tool. It takes like no time. It takes like maybe an hour max. So then you have your bootable USB. So this one was a special one where it had like a modified version of it. And every computer I've used this USB stick with, it's worked. And it has every version of Windows 10. Windows 10 Enterprise, Pro, every version of Enterprise, Pro, Home, Special Editions, Ultimate. I use Windows 10 Pro. So I was like, okay, every computer I've used this on has worked fine. I go to try to boot from it. My computer won't boot from it. So I'm like, okay, I guess and I looked into it and it's like, okay, if you're UEFI booting, it has to be FAT32 format, which is an older format. Most computers use NTFS these days. And so this, when you make a bootable media through Rufus, it has two partitions. One of them is FAT32 for Rufus, and then there's an NTFS partition for Windows, and that just makes it more efficient when you're installing. But how it works is your motherboard is supposed to boot to the Rufus partition, and then switch over to the NTFS one. My computer was not doing that. It was booting right to the NTFS one, and it said it was not compatible. So I grabbed an old USB stick. I only had one laying around, and I installed. I used my netbook that I use literally just to record audio for power plays. Like it's an old netbook. It's a HP Stream 11. It's got 2 gigs of RAM. It's got 32 gigs of drive space. It's old. It's running Windows 8.1. So I'm using this to create a new Windows 10 installer. And it, on this old USB stick, and it works. So I wipe out my NVMe drive, and I go install Windows. And Windows says, we can't install here, because this is a GPT-style partition. Huh? What do you mean you can't install there? And so I was like, are you kidding me? I just erased this. Now I can't even boot back into Windows to to like to to make new to like try to run the installer within Windows. So at this point, I'm pissed because I'm like, now like it's Friday, it's almost Friday, and I still can't use my computer. Um, I think Monday, I think I got to Monday, and then I went to Wing Night, which I normally go to. So last Monday, I asked my other buddy who's a tech person. I'm like, so this is my problem. What do you think I can do? And he just said, oh, use Diskpart. And I was like, well, duh, of course I use Diskpart. Like I just didn't think about that. So I booted it to the installer, who is installer, because in every Windows installer, there's a troubleshooting mode. You can't see my hands, but I'm doing quotations troubleshooting mode that lets you do things like boot to a DOS prompt. So I booted to DOS, and I used Diskpart, and yeah, I used Diskpart, and I was able to format the drive to MBR, which is Master Boot Record, which is what Windows likes to install to. So now that I've got the Master Boot Record partition table set up on this drive, I restart. I try to boot from the USB to install Windows. It's corrupted. In the time I took to reformat my drive and restart my computer, the USB stick that I made with Windows installer corrupted. Now, to be fair, it was an old USB stick, one I hadn't used in a while. But holy shit! At that point, I was like, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I cried because I was like, I wanna get back to streaming. I want to get back to making content. It's it's one of the things that makes me happy in life, and it's been taken away from me. Do you guys see why, like, when I moved into this house, why I couldn't why I couldn't handle not streaming for a week? Like, if I'm on vacation or something, yeah, no, I'm not gonna think about streaming. Like, if I'm going somewhere, like to a convention, I don't fucking care. I'm on vacation. But this is my hobby. Think of one of your favorite hobbies. Now think of it, you don't get to do that for 2 weeks because of technical problems. That's what was my life. I still play games and stuff, but like, and watch videos and stuff, but I was like, this is fun for me. Streaming and making content is fun for me. And it like, like I said, I cried. It's like the one thing in life that brings, one of the few things in life that brings me joy, and it was taken away from me because of technical problems. I didn't know what to do. And so I was like, okay, I get paid on Thursdays. I'll get new USB sticks to make a new Windows installer. Excuse me. And I'll start over again with a new USB stick. So Wednesday rolls around and I actually get GST check, which is something we get in Canada. That's GST is government service tax. You get a refund every 3 months, I think. You get it 4 times a year. And it just so happened that Wednesday was the day that we got one. And so I was like, okay, I'm not broke. I have a little bit of money. I'm going to go get those USB sticks. So I went and I got them. I made new install media. But something happened when I made this new install media. Oh, and by the way, the Tuesday that I normally would stream and do Toka Tuesday, I obviously couldn't do Toka Tuesday. I obviously couldn't stream. I started continuing where I left off in One Piece because I didn't know what to do, and I've been talking to the weekend before. I didn't do much fixing up. The reason I skipped from Friday to the weekend is because that weekend I was hanging out with IRL friends, including my roommate, doing some drinking. It was the long weekend for Canada Day, so I did some drinking. Anyways, so I anyways, back to the story. So yeah, which by the way, where I left off in One Piece, I was at Foxy. So I was just starting the Water 7 arc, or the Water 7 saga. So yeah, I'm only like 200 something episodes into One Piece. I have finished Foxy now, And my plan that I want to do going forward is the original plan I had. I'm gonna watch an arc of One Piece, and then I'm gonna watch a season of a new anime or an anime I haven't seen, and that's gonna be like what I'm going to do. Just because if I watch One Piece straight, I'm gonna get sick of it. So I'm like, if I watch an arc of One Piece, then watch another anime, I'm gonna be excited to get back to One Piece. So, anyways, um, Wednesday rolls around. I get the USB sticks. I go to create new media, and something that's never happened before happened. As the USB media was finishing, I don't know. I really like Vivi. I know it's a controversial opinion. I also like Carrot. Anyways, uh, as it was finishing up, it was at 100%. I get an error message saying it could not complete. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" So I unplugged the USB stick and plugged it back in, but it seemed fine. So I was like, "Okay, maybe it's going to install. Maybe it's fine. Maybe there's just some last minute check that didn't go through. Whatever." I get to my computer. I boot it up. It boots into the Windows installer. It says Windows cannot install because there is no drivers to install onto a hard drive. The last part, the part that messed up of creating a Windows 10 installation media was literally the drivers that allow me to install Windows on the computer. The One of the most important components of installing Windows wasn't in my install media. At that point, I was just flabbergasted. I was like, "What?" And so, as a last ditch effort, I said, "You know what? I'm going to plug my original Windows 10 all installer back into this computer. I'm going to try to boot from that." And you know what? It fucking worked. It worked. It didn't work a week ago, but it worked. I said, "Fuck it. It works. I'm just going to install Windows." So I did. And it went through flawlessly. And then I spent the next couple nights to get drivers because my Windows 10 all installer is I made it a few years ago, so it's a little out of date. So it doesn't have all the Windows updates or latest drivers. Luckily, I have a program that grabs drivers for me, and I can get them from my netbook, whatever. So I got some drivers installed. I spent the next couple nights just installing drivers, Windows updates, just getting everything out of the way that I possibly could before I started installing all my applications. Also, hi Nova. I'm just going over what happened the last 2 weeks, why I didn't stream. And so finally, I had some family stuff, whatever, on the weekend, whatever. Finally, Sunday night, I had everything installed that was necessary for me to be able to stream, edit video, edit audio, make image sets in Quickhatsu. Everything that was necessary for me to use my computer normally was installed. Um, and that night I went. That same night, my family invited me out to dinner. We went to Red Lobster, which is kind of expensive, but they paid for it because they had gift cards, so I was fine. I got endless shrimp, because endless shrimp was like the cheapest thing on the menu. It's $25, and you can order shrimp until you can't eat it anymore. And actually, if you can't finish your last bit of endless shrimp, which is what each member of my family did, you get to take it home. So not bad for $25. Uh, but I didn't pay for it because my family paid for it. And then as I was leaving, so other thing, my birthday happened over the weekend. And so Sunday, I turned 420 months years old. So I'm 35. That's 420 months. 420 months. Yeah. Could you imagine if I did my debut last weekend? That wasn't going to happen, but could you imagine if I did? Um, thank you, Tab. And again, like no obligation to anybody, but people inevitably ask. So there's my wish list. No obligation. Nobody has to, but I know people will ask me if I don't say it. So I'm just stopping it before people ask so much. Happy 3-day late birthday. Thanks, Blondie. Blondie, you're listening to my woes too, I see. So, anyways, I get a birthday card from my grandmother. There's some money in there, and I decide, you know what? My computer's back up and running. I can take advantage of some stuff on the Steam sale. So I went and I bought a Steam gift card at Walmart, like a Steam wallet card. And I went and I got the Master Chief Collection for PC. So now Kelby and I can do Halo Reach 1 and 2's campaigns because for some stupid reason, those 3 games campaigns do not have crossplay. Because I was playing on Xbox, and she was playing on PC, and they don't have crossplay. Don't ask me why, but those 3 campaigns don't. Apparently, 343 said it would take a year to do the netcode for each game. I think that's bullshit. I think they just don't have any money to do it, and Microsoft won't give them the money to do it, even though Microsoft literally, is a billion-dollar company and can probably afford it. Anyways, but they're also a company that does a whole lot of products, not just Xbox. Anyways, so I did that. I used that secondary SSD that I installed in my computer is now going to be my game drive. I'm just going to install all my games on that. So now I'm not, filling up my main drive with games and stuff that I keep having to uninstall and reinstall because that's not good for an SSD. You don't want to keep writing it. You don't want to keep like writing and deleting stuff to it constantly. It's not a hard drive. You want to write. You can write some stuff to it and then delete it, but like games are like some games are like 80 plus gigs. Like I was installing 100 gig games. That's a lot of data to ask to install and then delete off of. But anyways, so I think that's what was destroying the file system on my SSD. It seems fine now. Like I'm still booting to the NVMe drive. We'll see what happens over time. It seems stable now. I did some audio editing. This stream is technically a test for it, a stress test for it. Um, you know, like I'm testing it out right now. I'm gonna edit some videos to test out how it's going. By the way, I finally upgraded to Vegas Pro 18. That was another Christmas gift from Kurama. But I hadn't installed it because I was like, oh, I'll install Vegas Pro 18 when I wipe out my computer. I was still using Pro 16. And then I decided, now that I've been forced to, I decided to finally install the upgrade. I haven't used it much, but it's pretty smooth. I'm not going to lie. Vegas Pro 18 is pretty smooth. So, but yeah, I've got to redo my templates and shit. That. Anyways, so here we are now. I've reinstalled a bunch of my programs. I was able to keep my preferences for a lot of stuff because I remembered to save my app data folder. I did lose something because I totally forgot to save my bookmarks for Google Chrome, but Google Chrome is like my third tier browser. I only use it when I'm streaming because I only want to open a couple of tabs. Brave, which again I am an affiliate with, if you guys want to check that out, which it already posted a link to that, so I just double posted it, whatever. It is my main browser, and it had my whole previous session saved. So all my tabs are there, and that's why I can't open my main browser. I have to use a secondary, or in this case, Chrome as my third browser. But I don't care about the stuff that I lost. It was just like simple bookmarks. And if I really want them, I haven't changed the bookmarks in Chrome in a few years. I could pull out an old hard drive and get them back, but it's not a big deal. But I did back up all my fonts. So the only other thing from this is I can't find my serial code for Photoshop because I have a legit copy of Photoshop, and so I'm trying to find. I'm trying to decide if I want to go back to CS2, which is a bit of a downgrade because I've been using CS 5.5 for years. But I'm also apprehensive to like start paying for Creative Cloud because it's $13 a month for one program if I just want to use Photoshop. And to be honest, Photoshop's the only Adobe program I use. I do use After Effects, but like I haven't touched it in 3 years. So I don't really need After Effects that badly. And if I do, I have a version of After Effects that I can use. It's not a big deal. So that I went reinstalling CS2 because I own a copy of CS2. I got it when Adobe did their whole thing. For those of you who don't know, Adobe did offer uh, the Creative Suite 2 essentially for free because they shut down the licensing server for it. So if you purchased it back in the day for like $1,000 or whatever, you could no longer use it because it couldn't connect to the server. So they released a version that it basically doesn't need it. The only stipulation is you have to have an Adobe account. So if you have an Adobe account and you just downloaded CS2, you got it for free. Now, to be fair, 5.5 CS 5.5, what I was using, is already 10 years old. CS2 is almost 15 years old. I should just upgrade, but I'm also like, I don't like Adobe's whole thing where they make it's a subscription plan. So my options are try to find a way to purchase Photoshop CS6 or another serial number for 5.5, or learn a different program like PaintShop Pro or GIMP. I used PaintShop Pro back when it was a Corel product, but that was like a long time ago, and it has changed drastically. So the thing is, I'm mostly making just thumbnails, so I don't need a super powerful program, but I'd like to have one that's easy to use and is similar to Photoshop. So if anybody has any suggestions of programs, please let me know. Appreciate it. I would appreciate it. Um, Otherwise, I'm trying to get my hands on some version of Photoshop. I may just end up installing CS2. We'll see what happens. I really don't want to do that, but luckily Photoshop is backwards compatible, so all my thumbnails and stuff that I've made, all my Photoshop projects will open in it. It's just some stuff is not going to work because some stuff is not available in the older version. So it's that, and that was one of the other things. The other thing was I haven't found the dongle for my wireless headphones, and I literally just bought them off of my roommate because he was selling them to me. So that sucks because if I can't, okay. So what I did is the dongles usually sit in the top of the computer, but when I was opening it, I had to open it from the side. So I unplugged everything, including stuff from the top. And I remember I kept the dongle of my new headset with the dongle for my old headset because I still had it. I just don't remember where I put it. I thought I knew where I put it. It was not where I thought I put it. So until I can find that, I'm using wired headphones, which I don't really want to use, but it is what it is. Hi, Shinra. Hello. So and so I should be getting back to videos soon. I should be getting back to regular stuff with streams soon. I'm gonna try my first game tomorrow night. If Eski's available, we're gonna do Ishin, but if he's not, that's fine. We'll do something else. But that's my plan. Tonight we're just gonna watch the Sonic Central, and then that'll probably be it. It's gonna be a shorter stream. I know it's been like honestly a week, like 2 weeks since I streamed, but tonight was really just a test to make sure everything's working. Tomorrow night I'll do an actual console game, and then on Saturday I'm probably gonna do Halo again. So I might do something on Thursday. I might do Layers of Fear on Thursday, or I'll do it next Monday. There's so many things I want to get back to. I want to get back to Mega Man Battle Network. I want to get back to Bat Boy. I need to do Layers of Fear because that was one that I was given a code for, so I have an obligation. And it's not that I didn't do it. And there was also a dev reached out to me on Twitter. Why is my facial tracking breaking? Stop breaking facial tracking. Hey, oi. Oi. Facial tracking. Why did my facial tracking just break? DC face break? You guys still hear me? DC, what the face? What the fuck? Okay, hold on 1 sec. When did this break all of a sudden? It was working fine. Oh, now okay. I hit settings, and all of a sudden it works fine. Okay, let's reset my position. There we go. That was weird. I don't know why that happened. VC Face. This I had to install a new version of the VC Face. It's kind of glitchy, but this is the last version of VC Face. When I debut Femboy Zero, I'm gonna switch over to VNyan. I'm gonna learn how to use it. Also because it includes webcam hand tracking, so I'll be able to use my hands without my leap motion. Because no offense, I like my leap motion, but it's not very good. So it's just hard to keep track of you. Look into my eyes. I'm kidding. So yeah, so I'm gonna get back to content. There's not gonna be any power plays this week. It's taking another week off, sadly, because I need to edit episodes. And as much as I'm sure Blondie, you wouldn't mind editing a few episodes, I'm being stubborn and I'm gonna edit this stuff. I have a special idea for all the stuff that I've recorded recently. Plus, I told you that. Plus, we have an agreement. We already agreed on something. Elite motion or yeet motion. Well, it's called a leap motion, but I have yeet motion. Basically, I haven't taken it out of the box since I moved into this house. The box is literally right there. I could install it. I just don't want to because it doesn't work nearly as well as I'd hoped. I might put it on my headset, like my VR headset. That works better. I'm sure that's fine. Blondie, here's what I'll do. Once I'm through all the summer stuff, maybe I'll start getting you to edit again. But again, I want to keep to my word of what I promised you. So I think I should be able to do it by then anyways. So we'll see. Anyways, but yeah, so power play stuff will be coming soon. I haven't recorded any zero plays because I haven't been able to record. That's another thing I need to test and see if I can do, record on my PC. But yeah, I'm back at some capacity. We'll see. Some of my stuff works, some of my stuff does not work, but we'll see. But anyways, that's enough of my rambling because it's already past 10 o'clock and I'm going to have to end stream soonish. So let's watch the Sonic Central thing. I'm actually just going to... So again, sorry guys, this is going to be a short stream, but, you know, at Wing Night I was going to see my brother. So, yeah, and we wanted to hang out for a little longer. Anyways, let's watch the Sonic Central thing. Quite all right. Oh, Paris, you're the best. Paris, you know what? That entire week I was off, Paris, I was honestly thinking about you because I was like, Paris always shows up to my streams, and now, like, I'm not streaming for like 2 weeks. And so I'm like, and then I'm like in my head, oh, well, Paris has other people to watch. I'm not worried. But part of me was, I had those mother vibes. I was like worried. I was like, I hope my child is good. I hope my child's okay. My child. Anyways, let's go ahead and watch this Sonic Central thing. I don't know what to expect.